Hello and welcome to Critical Questions, the antidote to lockdown boredom. I've trawled the internet for the best, worst, most interesting and ridiculous dumb questions I can find, and with any luck my guests will be able to answer all of them. Hello! Today we have got Jen! We have got Badger making tea.
I haven't had time to fix my echo yet.
And then mute lots. We've got Amanda.
Hi.
We've got MathPig.
Oink.
And we've got Sammy.
G'day.
One of them's from Australia. Can you guess which?
Me. That's me.
All right. At least one of them is from Australia.
They're kidding.
Yeah.
It's MathPig.
It's MathPig.
Shrimp in the
there's so many Irish people in Australia. That could be true, you know.
Is it disturbing that the most British person here has the most distinctive accent?
It's definitely a fake accent.
I
You!
don't have a southern accent. I would just be annoying and nobody would ever want me on their stream, so...
MathPig, you are the only person here that anyone in the world will be able to immediately identify where you're from.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't have an accent at all.
Right, first question. Question 367. What is something that everyone looks stupid doing?
Constipation.
Yeah, I was going to say pooping.
Didn't you
There was
ask
a-
this question already?
I've heard it recently. I don't think I've asked
There's
it.
a public toilet in a fast food restaurant in a suburb just across from where I am, and for some fucking reason they decided that the mirrors at the hand washing basin should be angled down, so if you're sitting on the loo you get a full view of yourself.
What?
Yeah, no, I'm not joking. It's the most disturbing thing I've ever seen. You sit down the loo and you look up and you can see yourself doing your business. And I'm like, I'm never using this loo ever again.
Do you think it's to encourage people to be quicker?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but it's fucking dreadful. I mean, who
Did you
thought that
shut
was a
your
good
eyes
idea?
or did you watch?
Sorry? Did I watch?
Did you shut your eyes or did you watch?
I tell you what, I was in and out pretty quick. It was incredibly disturbing, to say the least.
No.
See, the problem with pooping is that no one normally sees you do it.
What is going on?
No.
As an answer to the question, unless you're a badger.
What is happening right now?
Question: what is something that everyone looks stupid doing? Jeff says impersonating Jar Jar.
Ah, Jeff. Jeff,
This is
Jeff.
true.
Everyone's got that Jar Jar face.
That Jar Jar face. Brendan says, I'd say picking your
Walking
butt. Go on.
walking through a cobweb.
Ooh.
Oh, it's usually the imaginary enemy karate that follows walking through the web. You spot someone across the street.
I've got to imagine that that's worse in Australia.
Yeah, it's probably a lot more common.
I think it's the face the moment you realise what you've done.
Yes.
Walked into the web and it's the immediate face is just...
Well, yeah, of course, you've got to be aware that in Australia, if somebody is standing beside a web and there's a jolly great big fucking spider in it, you wait until the right, most opportune moment to tell the person that it's there.
Yeah.
You don't
Close
just say,
right at
watch
their
out for the
face.
spiders." No, you wait till they've been standing there a few seconds and the spiders moved out and got closer to them, and then you say, "Oh my god, there's a fucking huge spider there!" And you say, don't you, Sammy?
That's yes.
Sounds evil.
You're cruel.
I'm going to say for the question, just concentrating.
Concentrate.
If
Yeah.
there's in my opinion, if there is any moment when someone stops trying to control their face to look normal,
It looks odd.
they do that and they start actually they focus all of their mind on what they're doing. The face immediately goes.
You're talking about things like
Could
resting
you
bitch
say
face
though,
and that.
Badger, that
What?
there's nobody? Yeah, because isn't the question something that everybody looks stupid?
I think we can.
So everybody
there are
looks stupid
exceptions.
with resting bitch face.
I mean, I'm fairly certain there are some people
Or
that look good
concentrating.
pooping.
Surely there's attractive
Yeah,
people that
concentrate.
don't look.
I look sad. I have resting sad face. It's yeah. There's video evidence of it on Purple's channel where I did a stream that I was programming at the time, and my face was just. I looked fucking miserable throughout the entire stream.
See, I think
Yes.
I think I have I think I have a similar issue actually with the sad face, but I think that might just be my emotional state.
You think you're just sad all the time? Is that
It's
right, Badger?
supposed to be a laughing moment, everyone.
Oh no, we were being serious. We were trying to be
Do you want
Supportive.
loving and caring in your direction.
See, a lot of my humor is based on sad reality. You know, it's how I deal with things. I have upset people in the past because they've told me bad news and I've laughed. Like we were doing like a role play game a while ago, and somebody's character died during like an off-screen kind of thing that they did just with the GM in order to get the rest of the team out of a mess, and their character died trying to escape. And the GM told me this. He just goes, "Oh yeah, the guy's character died." I was like,
Sharon Freuder,
Yes.
the pleasure you receive from the misfortune of others.
I don't think it's the same with my misfortune as well. Like when I realised my toenail started
You get pleasure
growing
from your
again.
own misfortune. That's yeah. okay,
I've
that's
hurt
really
myself. I've hurt myself and really hurt myself and burst out laughing because of the absurdity of it.
Yeah. It's like that when I realised that my toenail has started growing inwards again, and I'm just there like, oh fucking look at that!
I think he might be on the
Alright.
verge of full Joker.
complete fucking masochist. I don't know about anything else.
Excuse me. Terry says sneezing. B says the mirror is for people in wheelchairs to use the mirrors.
But sneezing's like the best thing ever.
Oh, so there is a logical reason for it. Why put the toilet directly opposite it?
So they can get on and off.
Nope.
Go on.
Nope.
You
Nope.
don't need
Nope.
to look.
Wait,
in
wait,
the
wait,
mirror
wait,
to
wait,
find
Mad-
the
no.
toilet.
Manda.
What?
No?
What?
You said no, but we didn't
You're
hear
saying
anything
no.
else.
What are you saying no to?
To Badger going down how much pleasure sneezing brings him.
It's the best thing in the world.
A good sneeze can be good.
No.
I mean, when I pluck my nose hairs, it makes me sneeze, and it can I can go for several minutes needing to sneeze, and when I finally sneeze, that is a relief.
Whenever my dog lays on her back, she sneezes really bad.
I love when
But
dogs
she keeps
sneeze,
doing it.
assuming it's not in my face.
She don't in my face though.
Yeah, mine does. She comes up to me in the morning, excited, really, really excited, and she jumps on me, stands right an inch from my face, and then starts sneezing. That's horrible.
You get a shower when you wake up.
Oh.
You're a plucker, are you, Dave?
Where are we up to?
I got myself one of those little machines to go up my nose.
Fine, I don't have the answer.
Well, do you have an answer? I was trying to get through the chat.
Speaking in tongues.
Speaking in tongues.
I saw a guy rehearsing that.
How do you rehearse speaking in tongues?
You just talk bullshit for a bit.
I was.
Did you
walking-
say you just talk loosely?
No, bullshit.
Oh, bullshit. I was going to say.
I was walking around in sort of behind this vicarage out in the countryside, and there's this guy just in the garden of the vicarage, walking up and down, just talking fucking bullshit.
He's got to make it normal, then your brain does it. Reese says everyone has
talking in tongues.
Everyone has a stupid rain face when it's raining. I'm not quite sure about that one. Nerdy says he videotapes. Nerdy says he videotapes all of his toilet experiences. Not sure
yeah,
why.
that makes sense.
That's never made it to his YouTube channel.
That makes sense.
No. Don't
Don't
put ideas in his head, Dave.
Send it to me. I'll put it on my Pornhub.
Jones says sunbathing because it's such a pointless exercise. Jeff says trying to answer Dave's questions.
Yeah.
People keep talking. Pooping in a hole in the ground. It doesn't matter how badass you are, full of kit you are, weapon and all, you look foolish pooping in a field.
Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to think of more instances where like bad things have happened to me and I laugh, but I think a lot of them are too dark to be funny. Times when I know when I am expected to be sad, I struggle with. Yep.
Brandon says I got one orgasm face. Lots of people look good with an orgasm. Lots of people look fucking awful. Trust me, I've studied this at length.
I think when you're expected to look sad, one's pretty good actually, because I don't know how to look sad.
No.
Is there a possibility there, Dave, that the bad orgasm faces are your fault and not theirs?
No, because he's actually giving them an orgasm and on their face.
Well, they could be faking it.
I've no idea what I look like.
Our faces don't look as bad because we're aware of it.
I don't know.
Go on.
I don't know what to do with my face at funerals.
No, totally agree.
You could leave it at home.
I could, but it's fucking. I think they'd be a little bit disturbed if I turned up to my grandmother's funeral with like my face off. I think that might be worse than me just.
See, this is where in a lot of respects girls have got it a lot easier because you can get away with a veil at a funeral. And I don't know.
Can you?
Yeah.
Who the fuck wears a veil?
Oh, quite a few people. Just a little black veil.
I've got it.
Say again?
I've got it. I'll turn up.
Wait, Manda, go on.
I said in Italy maybe when they have those like really long, drawn out,
No, there was a few people. I was surprised at my mum's funeral last year. There was a few people with a veil.
Yeah, how old were they?
They were quite old people.
I'm going to turn up. Now, I've got it. I know what I'm going to do. Next funeral I go to, I'm going to turn up in full Mandalorian armor with the helmet, and then I won't have any problems with the face.
Well, you won't have any problems with your face. You might have problems like being escorted from the funeral by police.
No, Badger, you are more than welcome to come to my funeral in full Mandalorian garb. I would love that.
In fact, you should make it an insistence.
Can it be someone else's funeral that you're at?
Because you'd appreciate it.
If I come to your funeral, you won't get to see it.
I know, but Angel will be there and he'll love it. So.
All right, yeah.
We have like a Star Wars cosplay funeral.
Right. Two things from my mother's funeral that were brilliant. Firstly, she insisted her favourite colour was lime green, so she insisted everyone wore lime green.
Oh.
Of some sort. No, you didn't have to wear an outfit, but you had to have it on you.
Oh, okay.
So
that's different.
So me and my dad and my sister, brother-in-law wore lime green ties. She also, the song on leaving the chapel was "It's a Happy Happy World" by Disney.
Yeah, I've seen that sort of thing though, where people like to have happy music playing at funerals. Because,
I know, but it's very weird.
Funerals are meant to be a celebration of life, not a dreary thing of death.
I want those guys from that meme that's going around at the moment.
Which one?
Hang on, I'll see if I can find it. This will be a minute. You might want to carry on.
What was the question?
What is something that everyone looks stupid doing?
Oh, we're still on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure to see it. Everyone looks stupid doing duck face. I completely agree. I have no comprehension of where the idea that this in any way looks good comes from.
Shannon doesn't look too bad.
I like Shannon, and she still
Shannon-
looks stupid
Shannon
doing
looks-
duck face.
Shannon looks fine. Shannon looks fine, whatever she's doing, really. But doing duck face, she still looks worse than she normally does.
Yes.
Oh, I'd agree with that, Badger.
All of her pictures are duck face, so.
But she doesn't do it. She doesn't do too bad. She doesn't overemphasize it too much in most of them. It's
Okay,
only-
I found the meme. I found the guys.
Go on.
I want these guys. Let me just see if I can make this work. I want these guys for my funeral.
Well, go on.
Hang on, I'm putting them in the place.
We can now see.
Not these guys.
Not these guys. So the guys you're showing us, you don't want them.
Wait until the guy dies.
Until the guy dies.
These guys.
Wait, he died doing that?
No, he doesn't actually die doing that. It's a meme thing. Whoop!
Hey.
I want these guys.
Uh-huh.
Now stop clicking at us, Badger.
Yes.
I'm doing the funeral, guys.
They were clicking, were they?
Purple says he wants a ventriloquist at his funeral, so during the eulogy he can respond.
You need a really good ventriloquist that can also do your very specific voice, Purple.
I think, to be honest, we don't need I think there's enough video of Purple out there. We can cut together some responses.
Yeah. Just
yeah.
pre-record some generic responses and then get one of them soundboard guys.
Yeah.
Or get somebody to write eulogy before you actually die so you can actually do a real response to it.
Yeah.
And then you can actually know that they've written a decent fucking eulogy.
I think mine's just going to be, I saw him once, then he went home.
We never met him. He wouldn't let us.
Mine's going to simply be, finally she shut the fuck up.
Would we get an invite to your funeral, Badger?
You're going to have to come back to me on that. It's just like a huge logistical problem.
Right. Next question, I think. Question 368. Which apparently ancient law would you bring back?
Dueling to settle disputes.
Ooh.
Oh, that just cut me a little bit there.
Why don't I suppose that has to be the death?
It definitely showed the overpopulation problem.
I think that would just depend on the level of the dispute.
Yeah. What about with pistols? I like pistols.
Not pistols. That's swords.
Swords. But that just implies the...
God.
It implies the god?
Pistols require skill.
So do swords.
Swords probably require even more skill. So
Sausages.
Yeah.
Jubilee.
I would
Yes.
duel to the death for sausages.
Or Russian roulette. 2 chambers.
The forgiving debts every 7 years. Jubilee.
Yes, I like Jubilee.
this is a law, bud, isn't it? That you'd bring back?
Yes. A law what?
That you could bring back?
Yes. What ancient law would you bring back? I thought you were going to say something. MathPig.
Everybody's just trying to remember how many ancient laws we know.
Unless somebody comes up with a better option, I'm going with
That's-
dueling.
Well, I could go with the killing Welshmen inside the walls of Chester after 8 p.m. or something like that.
Any Welshmen on there?
I don't fucking remember. Oh, I could go with the archery. Actually, archery.
Yes.
Archery. Now I've got it. You can't have it. Archery has to be carried out every Sunday afternoon by all able-bodied men.
Yeah,
I have to go up the stairs.
I'd be fine with that actually. That'd be right. You know, church. You know, people how people the whole church gathering thing on Sunday.
Yes.
There is one thing that I think that is beneficial in, which is that
social cohesion.
Little local communities gather and actually meet and talk to each other.
Yes, you're talking about the only benefit we have of religion in reality.
Yeah, I think that the rest of it can just fuck off, but that part is useful.
The question is how you compel people to do that. If they all did that, doing archery instead, that would be great.
They
have to have a reason to do it, unfortunately.
Archery.
They have to be compelled to do it.
But only the men are compelled to do archery. You are removing the power of vote from women.
No, they have to provide oranges.
You sexist bad.
No, the women have to provide oranges.
Fuck that.
Or
Okay.
that they could be the people that stand at the other end with apples on their head.
Fuck you, Dave.
Don't do that if I'm shooting.
If you're shooting, what do you want to actually?
One from me and one from Nanda, because she's not on video tonight, and I'm pretty sure she would have wanted me to do that.
I can hit a target with a bow and arrow. I cannot hit a fucking apple on top of a target.
You're saying that the woman is the target.
I'm saying that the woman is more closely related to the size of the target than an apple is. Can we bring that back, but make it less sexist?
Yes, I only quoted it as such because that was what the law was. I was in no way implying that would actually be my
Can we
way
bring
of
that
phrasing
back
it.
and replace like church with archery as the social gathering week?
No, you see that was never a law. This is just your fantasies now.
What was never a law?
Having replacing church with archery.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I'm continuing from the initial idea that we bring the archery thing back, and then I'm saying that we should replace the.
You're saying that people being compulsory to go and learn, everyone being compulsorily made to learn archery and participate, provides the venue for these town, shire, suburb meetings.
Yes.
It's a very good idea. You just need the compulsion. Be Mindful says, beating your spouse on the courthouse steps on the third Thursday of the month. One Ring agrees, Jules to first blood.
That beating your spouse one seems needlessly specific.
Oh, Be Mindful said, oh wait, you can still do that in the Bible Belt.
Oh, no, actually, no, it's not needlessly specific, because if someone is willing to go through that many hoops to beat their spouse, there's probably an underlying issue that is greater than that might bring to the forefront to be dealt with.
Oh.
But just don't do the spouse beating bit.
What the hell? Intellectual Iconoclasm says social egalitarianism. One Ring says outlawry. Purple says to get a married man must first bring 6 dead cows to the church. When you bring 6 dead cows to the church, how the hell do you carry 6 dead cows? Oh, Nerdy says something to do with having to grow hemp on your land. There was a law about that.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was mostly
a law that
to be fair,
people have to grow marijuana.
no.
That's all.
That's
That's
cool.
cool.
The problem is that's not what it was. It was because you needed hemp rope. So everyone had
Yeah,
to.
Yeah,
but we modernized it.
Modernize it.
Badger modernized is.
We don't need much hemp rope these days. So
But hemp
we only
rope
need
is still
to-
good and highly
more
sought after.
Yeah, but
Unfortunately,
we don't-
people keep smoking the product, so
we don't need so much hemp rope these days. Even assuming that people realise the benefits of hemp rope, there are other options now, so we could still use the hemp for other purposes.
Could we? You got something in mind?
Shampoo.
Shampoo. Then everything would smell like everyone had been. Yeah.
Are they
Sounds
still
like
on
that around
about your
here
fan
anyway.
fiction, MathPig?
Oh yes, came up last night.
Is the chat still on about your fan fiction?
I was going to go into
There
that.
is
chat
no
last
fan
night and ask
fiction.
about it.
I saw that.
Anybody? Let me hear.
What have I started?
Godless. Jeff says the Roman law that involves Christians and lions.
Ooh, I like that one.
Uh,
I have an ancient Roman law that I like.
go on then.
That I think is kind of applicable today. It's, one of the laws of injury states that a thief cannot be killed by the light of day unless he brandishes a weapon. And I think in this in my country at least, and I know I'm not really American on this panel, but yeah, that should.
Right, I missed a key word there. Something cannot be killed.
Can you just say the whole of it again?
Oh, Badger.
Thief cannot be killed by the light of day.
A priest.
No, you're talking over it now,
No,
Dave.
a thief.
Thief!
A thief.
Thank you, Chad. Oh my
Damn
God,
it.
no, I just don't have the fucking strength for that.
I heard you fine, man. It's
Thank
Dave.
you, Sam.
What if
Get the dick out of your ears and listen to me, please.
It's not in my ears. Nerdy says Badger is sexist and pushes snails. Not sure how that's relevant to the question.
I think we need to stop doing the snail thing at this point, though.
One Ring says the Scandinavian practice of outlawry. Oh, we came back to that one. Lucy woke up. Did someone say
what is
fantasies? Omegon and Badger. I'm just watching. Apparently,
What is
what's what?
what? What? What is the Scandinavian thing?
You'd have to talk to One Ring. I've absolutely no idea.
Ring message me.
Nerdy. The chat is moving faster and jumping around on me. Nerdy. I had a fantasy once that I read the MathPig fan fiction and all my fantasies died. Intellectual Iconoclasm says, couldn't we get better benefit from weekly neighbourhood gatherings than religious instruction? Yes. So much yes.
Archery.
You don't need the archery.
It would be better with the archery.
Yes.
Nerdy says, cheese can't be killed by the light of day.
Blessed are the cheesemakers.
Blessed are the cheese makers.
Right, did Sammy give a law?
I only know one ancient law,
What's that?
Hammurabi's law, which
What?
is actually a whole bunch.
I was going
of
to say, is that
laws,
not an
to be
entire
honest.
legal code?
Yes.
I thought you were agreeing with me on
Ancient
Jubilee, Sammy.
laws. What is Jubilees? I don't think I was listening to your answer.
Jubilee
James,
was the
sorry.
ancient Hebrew law / tradition of forgiving debts and freeing slaves after 7 years. We can ignore this freeing slaves bit, but the forgiving debts is a good one.
As long as it's my debts being forgiven and not me having to
No, you have to forgive them.
debts.
Well, everyone forgives everybody.
I don't
so-
want that law.
The problem with that is if you told people that after 7 years you didn't have to pay, then they would just they do that.
Well, you'd have to have laws that required them to pay during the 7 years.
Yes,
so.
you don't give credit unless you
Well, then what?
have
But then there would be
expectations.
no debts to forgive.
There isn't used. It works because there is this threat. It's yes, it's very surprisingly complicated.
All right. How
Um,
about this? Every 7 years, all debts are forgiven.
Yeah.
But you get shot by archers.
I think we might have got
you
Badger stuck.
choose. You can be shot by archers and have your debt forgiven, or you don't get shot by archers and you have to keep paying your debts.
Yeah, so then you figure out whether your community's been turning up to the weekly archery practice or not. If they haven't, you're probably fairly safe not paying your debts.
Jeff says, how about
Yeah.
trial by combat? There will be people who would hunt people for sport. Hangings should be brought back. They're cheaper in effect. What the hell has this turned into?
Well,
They're hunting
see,
people
I
in the
can-
chat.
I can think of forms of torture and things that I wouldn't mind being brought back.
There's no gratification at the end of
Methods
it for you.
Killing, but not necessarily laws. Because
Alright,
I feel
so-
that laws are generally something that get better with time rather than.
It's not necessarily true, actually.
I think the lack of
no,
trial by
not
combat and dueling
every
is a
time.
major detriment to modern law.
I think we have to have a discussion about this another time.
I think we should, and also those other things.
And all
we
those
said
long list of things to discuss with Badger.
Right, I'm gonna get like a notepad and write down every time you say we need to have a discussion about this. And
Please
what
do.
That thing is, so that we can actually do these discussions.
Please
at some
do.
point. Right, hang on.
Goddless Scummer says, I'm surprised you haven't suggested the outlawing of playing football. Shit, I forgot that was a law. Right, that's it.
Yeah, do
I'm
that.
done. MathPig can have the archery one. I'm having.
No, I want the football one.
No, I want the football one. Oh, you bastard!
You told me I couldn't have the other one. You can't just keep picking. Do you hear a good one?
Yeah.
Dave, what
You
was the
keep
thing
changing the rules on us, Dave. We're not going
Oh,
to come
do
back
it.
if you keep doing that.
I bet you were great fun to play with as a kid, Dave.
Oh, I like playing football.
Legal dueling. There we go. I've written that down as a chat idea. Brexit. Yeah.
Right. Jubilee. Debt.
Weren't you guys going to have a talk about Disney and Star Wars?
No.
I think
No
we've done
fucker is
that.
interested. No one.
I think we've done that, and probably will again.
Right, I want to know when
Yeah.
Star Wars is gonna get force-based lightsaber crossbows.
That's already a
Ooh.
thing.
Can you make it doubly illegal? Right, we need to go on to the next question, otherwise we're going to be here all day. We've we've done half the episode because we've got to finish on time, and we've managed.
Wait
What?
a minute. Badger, help me with this. There is no such thing as a force-based weapon at all. It is the person that has the force, not the fucking weapon. So technically, any crossbow, including Chewie's one, could be shot, and someone with the force could direct the bolt. So
That's largely true in the modern.
No, that's not what I'm imagining. I'm imagining a crossbow that fires laser bolts that are made of the same
That's what
stuff as.
Laser
No, that's what
sorry.
Chewie's. That's
No,
what Chewie's crossbow is.
Not quite the same. Right, Manda, that is largely true in the modern era. However, in the wilds of history, there were such things as force-imbued weapons such as Sith sword. Let's move on.
On the
before I
list,
go into a
Badger,
massive
on the
thing
list.
about that.
Put it on the list.
Put it on the
Yeah,
list.
because Dave doesn't
Put it
want to
on
talk
the
to me
list.
about
You can
that.
put it on the list.
Make a Manda list too.
I think you're gonna have to make lists for everyone, Badger.
Oh, no.
You know,
I'm
and you'll
fucking
never get around
dyslexic.
to having these discussions either.
Yeah, because he forgets.
Right, next question.
that's what the lists are for.
Yes.
No,
He'll
I
forget
mean,
he's got
even
lists.
with the list.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
He
Firstly,
ain't
in the chat,
Stick to Lawson.
you're both being told you're wrong. But I'm not telling you by who, and I'm not telling you by how.
Hang on.
No, it's okay.
They
You
can
don't
look
need to.
through the chat, you know, Dave.
Right, question 369. Would you rather walk in on your best friend naked, or have your best friend walk in on you naked?
Both have happened to me.
And which was the worst?
The former, because I can turn around and walk away quickly. There's no guarantee somebody walking in on me naked's going to actually do that.
Stand and stare.
Literally both times, me
might.
and my friend just walked in and walked out again. Like, oh, okay.
So which was worse?
Neither. We just walked in and went, oh, and walked out.
Sammy?
I would have to say I think I would prefer them to walk in on me because I have. I wasn't going to say that, Badger. I was going to say I didn't want to see my friend's bony ass. So bouncing up and down.
No, don't.
No, thank you.
Bouncing up and down?
He can see.
Wait, why would you have... Wait. How have you got to bouncing up and down? There was no bouncing up and down here.
Well, how do you have sex, Dave?
You never said sex.
Oh, naked.
Damn it, Sammy! Where does your head go to?
Sorry.
You've been reading your
I
fanfiction
only
again,
get
haven't you,
naked
Sammy?
for one reason.
Not to bathe, just to fuck. Okay.
I shower with my clothes on.
I thought you got naked to write your fanfiction, Sammy.
Are you a never nude, Sammy? Like on Arrested Development?
If you want to wash under your clothes, do you have to be having sex while you do it?
In the shower, yes.
Yes.
What shower's for?
I think you're putting unnecessary restrictions on yourself.
I think it'd be worse for you.
Well, I'd never wash.
That was my point. So, Sammy, without the sex.
So Nate, well, yeah, same. Probably because he would be more embarrassed. He's very self-conscious, and it would just be a whole thing. Whereas if he walked in on me, I would be like, eh.
Yeah.
Check this out, bro.
MathPig.
Yeah, him walking into me wouldn't bother me. Wouldn't bother me at all.
Manda.
My best friend was in the chat not that long ago. I don't know if she's still here, so maybe I shouldn't answer this.
You have to.
Yeah.
Then I would rather walk in on her because I'm not
just gonna
subjecting anyone
ask
to
my
that
friend
myself.
What he thinks is the worst.
What, Badger?
I'm just going to ask a friend now which one he thinks would be worse. This will be a minute. Hang on.
I know.
And Dave, what about you?
One Ring says, seeing as my best friend is my wife.
Yeah,
And
he
then-
does that, Jen. It's fine.
Purple says, my best friend and I think nothing about walking around naked in front of each other. I wish we lived in that sort of
That's
world.
fucking weird.
That's because of how we've been brought up.
Yeah.
It should be normal. It really should.
Mhm.
Okay, that's not fair, though. I mean, I am an American.
Oh no,
And
entirely.
we are-
I know for I have absolutely no psychological. I have no intellectual problem with being naked and with other people being naked, and it meaning absolutely nothing.
It's
And
just
yet I
such
still
big
have a
deal in
visceral
this fucking
response.
Country.
Yeah.
We're so puritanical here. Nudity bad, guns and blood good, but nudity bad.
Yes.
So
Oh, it might not take as long as I thought to get a response.
What did he say? I want to see you naked now.
Okay, here's how it went. I'll read what I said first, then what he said. Question for you for a reason.
For reasons.
Which do you think would be worse? Me walking in on you naked, or you walking in on me naked? He replies, me walking in on you naked, I let it hang out, don't care who see.
I would. Okay, I have to answer. I had an answer. I was just avoiding it because fun. I'd prefer to be walked in on because if there is any embarrassment, it's not mine.
If I messaged my friend that question, he would reply with, "Are you propositioning me?"
Okay, I've just replied to my friend saying, probably true, I don't like being walked in on clothes.
That's terrible. Right, next question. Unless I missed any answers. No. Good. Right, question 370. Have you ever set yourself on fire?
This year?
Last
I would
year.
attest to the fact that I have.
In the last 12 months.
Then no.
No.
In your
I don't know
life.
how long ago.
MathPig.
Oh, you're directing that at me then? Yes, on multiple occasions.
Oh God, I don't like the fire stories. Nope.
I can't remember how
I burned some of my hair off. Soldering.
Wait there.
Does that count?
Where have I put the wardrobe picture?
I was wondering what the fucking smell was in this.
I know a guy that used to just spray his entire hand with as much deodorant
Yep.
as possible and just light it and run up and down the bus. You.
That's not you though, Badger.
So,
I was in the room when I did that.
I don't know that this counts, although at the time this happened, my friend's little brother set himself on fire and actually had to get a rescue chopper come and took him away. But before that happened, we had put, I don't know what size it must have been. I'm going to say 10 kilograms. I don't know what that is to the rest of you, but you can figure it out.
It's 10 kilograms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the only
Yeah,
American
okay.
here.
Sorry, Amanda.
2.2 pounds to the kilogram.
To be fair, she's
No,
a
2.2
kilograms.
kilograms to the pound.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So it's
I
a
mean, I'm a
fuck off
scientist,
big
it's
tin.
fine.
Fuck
Sorry,
off
man.
big tin of,
I did
of
math
baked
and then did that
beans.
fucking wrong way around. Sorry, Sammy.
That's all right. Of baked beans onto the fire, and it took probably an hour, and that whole hour we're sort of hiding behind sand dunes and rocks and things, waiting for it to explode and not knowing when it was going to go. And when it finally did, we weren't too far away from it, and I can't describe the explosion, but the fire was disintegrated. The sound rolled across the sky like thunder. So we all just duck and we think, okay, we're all good. And then all of a sudden it starts raining scalding hot baked beans all over the beach, all over us. We all ended up with little baked bean shaped blisters all over us. So we're not quite setting on fire, but probably the closest I've been.
Oddly enough, I've got a similar
wow.
story about that you wouldn't think, cans of Coke. Because you wouldn't think that they would explode with such ferocity, but they blew the entire fire up.
I have a very important
Yeah,
question for you, Sammy.
absolutely.
Sammy.
Yes.
Question for you, and it's very important. Where do you get a 10 kilogram tin of baked beans?
From bulk food stores.
All right.
I'm sure you'd have them in Britain.
I'm sure they're not 10 kilograms.
Everything's
I'm sure they're not 10
oversized.
kilograms.
Everything is oversized.
I know you can get ones that are yay big, which I think are about a kilogram and a half.
You know, yay big means nothing to us. We cannot see you.
Yeah, I know. They can see though. No, they
I can
can't.
see it.
Okay, I'm gonna say minimum 5 kilos, Dave. This is like for, I don't know, armies or
Yeah.
scout groups
I don't
or
want your
like
fucking
big,
organic bean mix. Show me baked beans.
The fuck are you bitching about?
I'm
Guys,
looking.
guys,
I'm trying to buy a 10 kilogram tin of baked
No,
beans.
Organic.
actually, you're right, Dave. It's probably was more like 2 kilos. It's the.
I can see a
same
2.5
sort of size as
kilo.
The big 2 liter.
Yeah. 2.5 kilo
like
tins.
pineapple juices you can get in tins and.
But I want 10 kilograms of baked beans.
You'll explode the next day, Badger.
I do want 10 kilograms of baked beans, Badger.
I wouldn't have to buy baked beans for a while.
They go mouldy.
Yeah, but what?
I was
what
about
them, they'll go
12
off.
at the time. So it probably was 2 kilos. It looked like 10 to me.
Right, quick chat questions.
It was a fuck off big tin of baked beans.
Nerdy says, no, but I've lit one of my farts. That doesn't count. Jones says, the question should really be how many times? Purple says, when I was 14, I couldn't find lighter fluid, so I started a barbecue by dumping kerosene on it. One burst and I had no eyebrows.
Yeah.
Jeff says, I used to have a party trick with lighter fluid until it backfired one day. How did it backfire?
Ow.
Goddless Scummer, I was young and really fucking stupid.
Yep.
Purple, as a teenager, I was once young too. I'm still really fucking stupid. As a teenager, I often did a party trick of dipping my fingers in alcohol and then lighting them on fire.
Nice.
The thing with fire is it burns stuff, and if you're burning, then it hurts. It really does. The smell.
MathPig, would you agree that the dousing your barbecue in fluid and burning all your facial hair off is almost a Western rite of passage?
Yes.
Man, I love my barbecue. That is, yeah. I've used petrol before. Whoosh!
Yeah. And you don't learn from the first one, do you?
No.
You just try to put less in or step back the second time and then never.
You just use something
Or a
longer to light
a longer
it.
stick.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
From a science point of view, Dave, we had a small quarry up beside where we used to grow up, and we used to put fireworks inside the bottles with stones, throw them into the water, and watch them explode.
Yeah.
And figuring out what size of a bottle that you had to use, because at the start we were putting them in milk bottles, didn't have enough air, and you had to. That was fun. Science and explosions.
Stop.
Right.
Good times.
Manda.
Can you explain what happened with this?
No.
Science isn't all about explosions.
Manda, have you ever set yourself on fire?
No, but I've burned my hair with a flat iron before. Cinched it a little bit.
That's not too bad.
No.
That's not how people haven't set themselves on fire.
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
I saw this video the other day of this woman that had lighter earrings. So she was lighting her boyfriend's cigarette and her whole fucking hair went up in flames. Like, how
Oh.
are you?
Hair is surprisingly flammable.
Flammable? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I my hair was down around here when I did it, and it burnt it up to about here, and I had to have my hair cut like this short when I did it. It was like, yeah, that was fucking dangerous.
Dave, would you pass my thanks on to Kaz there, please? She's just went through the website and went, your spelling's wrong in all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Right, she's now sat on the other side of the room, giggling.
Again, ring.
MathPig, just take notice that I didn't say anything.
Amanda was there when I was doing it, and she only
Love it.
corrected me in one.
Shut the fuck up. Whatever, I tried.
I have set myself on fire and exploded things on myself repeatedly. Although I think burning myself up with liquid tar was worse than setting myself on fire.
Oh, because the fucker doesn't. The start, you can't get it off.
No, you can't get it off. It just burns and
No.
keeps burning until it cools.
And then you have to get it
that's
peeled
Isn't
off
it-
along with the dead
Oh, yeah.
skin and.
Isn't it part of you once it's cool?
It would be. if
I
you
haven't
left
done
it.
that with tar, but I've done that with solder.
But normally that doesn't do big blobs. I mean, the blob on my leg that I got on my leg.
These big blobs, but it still fucking hurts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Robert says science is not all about explosions. ... Wanna bet it is when I do it.
Yeah, this is why they called me a liar, because they said science isn't all about explosions.
the fun sciences.
And apparently-
I set
How
fire
funny with
to-
liquid nitrogen,
not.
using shit and breaking it. That's fun too.
Yeah, I set fire to myself and my whole bedroom.
And it appears there's a...
I have a feeling everyone in the chat learned everything they know about science from Mythbusters.
Not just me. But
Well, didn't you, Jen?
I'm starting to think that the videos of fuel trains compressing after being in a vacuum are bad things.
A
Because flat
vacuum of
earthers,
bad things.
no, because flat earthers don't fucking understand it.
Flat earthers don't understand anything.
That's what you should do, Dave, in your spare
This
time
is
when
true.
the lockdown's over. Science for flat earthers.
Science for flat
Go
earthers.
now.
I have numerous.
That sounds like something Sammy should write because it definitely sounds like a Sammy story.
I have numerous science experiments that I've set up here to do videos of, and I've never been satisfied with any of them. I've videoed them and I'm just never
Badger,
happy with them.
you're bloody checking.
I know. I was thinking that.
If Dave has the power, you can be muted.
Right. The last question for today, unfortunately.
Okay.
Question.
So have we done 2 questions or something?
This is the 5th question today. The first 2 took a while. Question.
I don't remember half of them.
No one does. Question 371. Would you rather explore the deepest parts of the ocean, the moon, or Mars?
Do I have to pick one of them?
Yes.
Although I wouldn't be too interested in the ocean, but the moon and Mars. If I had to pick one, probably Mars.
Mars. MathPig.
That list, as much as I love space, I would have to say the ocean.
Oh no.
What happened?
It's difficult.
It's easy for me.
Go on.
It'd definitely be the ocean.
Yeah.
It feels like we should have finished that bit by now. Before we
See, the
start
problem
going
is
out
we can't
there,
see the
let's-
bottom of the ocean. We can see Mars
But-
from here. We have explored
Bring a
Mars.
light.
What?
Bring a fucking light with you.
What about the pressure?
I mean, that's how they do it. They send submersibles down with fucking lights, Dave.
Yeah. But my point being,
You
we
can't
can't. More people have explored the surface of Mars. We have more photos.
they haven't.
Yes, they have. More people have explored.
No, not more people.
No, as in more people have looked at and examined the surface of Mars than have the deepest parts of the ocean. And I mean that as in there is more footage of the surface of Mars than there is of the deepest parts of the ocean.
Well, because there's nothing really to photograph unless you have a little creature in the foreground or something.
But we're
It's
fine.
just
No,
gonna
no,
be
no.
black, isn't it?
No, you'd have to take lights, obviously. But the point being that we are discovering now that we have equipment that can reliably go down there. That there is things down there that we don't know about.
And we are exploring that. I mean, the funds are going into it. I mean, they are actually doing it.
Now,
I mean, in all honesty, Mars is fucking hard, but the deepest parts of the Marianas Trench are fucking hard too because of all the pressure from the water above.
Yeah.
I mean, space. You've only got to deal with lack of one. You've only got to deal with keeping one atmosphere in.
I think I'll pick the ocean, but I am torn on it because if I go to Mars, then people can't bother me.
Are people going to bother you on the moon?
Yeah.
People gonna bother you at the bottom of the Marianas Trench.
Knock, knock, knock.
I'd like to see them get to you, Badger.
Yeah. Well,
Can we
down
talk to
there-
you? Well, can we talk to you about our Lord and Savior?
Down there. Down there.
Wouldn't that be more
Down the bottom of the trench, I can float back up and then be back in contact with people within probably a day or so.
You want to be back in contact with people?
But this is the point I'm getting to. On Mars, it's literally like, if I even have the option of coming back to the Earth, it would be literally like a year before it would be possible to do it. So people can't just be, oh, why didn't you come to the pub with us this weekend? It's like, well, because I'm on fucking Mars, mate.
Purple says ocean. Nerdy says Mars. Be Mindful says Mars. Wandering as a species, the ocean. Personally, Mars. I can be the first to climb the highest mountain in the solar system. Is it a mountain if it's a volcano?
It's the highest peak.
Fair enough. Jones says, I agree with MathPig and Sammy Jenkins. I can't remember what the hell they said. Purple says, exploring the bottom of the ocean, we're sure to find new life forms no one has ever seen.
Have
Oh,
you
wonderful at
seen the
managing
life forms that are at the bottom of the ocean, though?
Say that
They're
again?
fucking gross, okay?
Yes. Some of them really are.
And we don't know, there could be life forms on Mars as well.
See, I prefer to explore. I'll offer me one of the other moons. I'll take that instead.
Yeah, that one on Jupiter, around Jupiter.
Europa.
Yeah, give me Europa. I'll have Europa.
Hold on, how did it, when it gets to Dave, he can just throw in whatever moon he wants? Now? No, Dave, the list is there. Pick from the list.
I haven't answered yet.
Actually, if you're going to pick other moons...
No,
go
wait,
with Insult
Manda's got to
as
pick
Europa.
first. Manda.
It's just like, because I'm not on screen today, I'll fucking ignore
Chaos.
me.
It's because you're quiet.
Wait,
You're so
here?
quiet.
Sorry.
Go on.
I mean, probably the moon, because between the moon dust and rocks and the Apollo stuff and being able to sit there and just stare down onto the Earth like that, I think would be really awesome. So,
Could I have a really big laser pointer?
yes.
Look at the moon.
Probably if you were going to pick anybody in the solar system, you'd probably be better off picking Enceladus, because Cassini did actually detect organic particles in its outstreaming, and the view from Enceladus would just be stunning.
The view from anybody.
And you've got Titan right next door.
I'm trying to find a picture I saw a while ago. It was some astronaut. That's the word. I kept trying to say asteroid. With an astronaut standing on the moon, looking back at the Earth. There's a big asteroid. That's where that comes in. Goes crashing through the middle of the Earth. And Earth is all falling apart. He's like, "Oh no, the economy."
What?
Exactly. Purple says, just stay away from Titan. I don't need any of you messing with my star drive before I get it repaired. Right, on that note, we are going to have to say goodbye. Which is bad, because I think we could probably actually do another 20 minutes on this damn question.
Oh, easy.
I'm going to say thank you to Jen. Thank you to Badger. Thank you to Manda. Thank you to thank you to MathPig. And thank you to Sammy.
You're welcome.
I'm going to say head over to Hissy and Jeff's stream starting. Joan, yeah,
Virtually now.
Yes. Joan said, remember that it's exploration, not vacation.
Why not?
Yeah.
The problem is, I think everyone on the
Take
panel...
the funny out of it.
Right. Hang on.
You're not allowed... So you're on the moon or Mars. You're not allowed to jump in the air as high as you can. Because that would be fun.
Why is that not part of exploration, Dave?
Because it's not.
Oh, fuck off.
Yep. Hang on, the astronauts of Apollo did that.
Wait, shush!
Ground
Wait, no! Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Bye.